Welcome to the All Financial Hour podcast with Steve All.
You know, someone who has just started retirement wrote into an advice column on MoneyWise.com and asked, is opting to draw down my 401k first to boost my Social Security checks a shrewd move or a boneheaded choice? How would you answer that, Steve?
It depends. You know, I think you've got two different things. You've got a lot of things that you get to look at. And I think that's when people get into, I'm going to ask an AI a question, which should I do? However it's programmed is the answer you're going to get back. But it depends. Are you single or are you married? How's your health? Are you looking at longevity? What's the value of that 401k? And do you have any other investments outside of the 401k? Because of the fact each year you delay taking your Social Security, it increases by 8%. So if you start at age 62 or you wait till you're 70, that monthly check will increase by about 76 to 77%. That's a pretty good jump. But you can't do that delay if you don't have the assets to be able to spend it down. So those are the things that we get to look at when you come in and ask that question. When should I take my Social Security? The thing that I like to say, it used to be, I'm going to turn 62. I'm going to retire. I'm going to turn on my pension. I'm going to turn on my Social Security. Those all got done at the exact same time. It's been shifted back a little bit because of Medicare and insurance. Now it's the unwritten thing that happens a lot is age 65. We do all those exact same things. The thing I want to remind you of, they don't have to happen at the exact same time. If you got a lot of money in that IRA and 401k and those required minimum distributions are going to hurt you, it might be advantageous for you to spend that down now while your Social Security continues to increase. So I want to say the optimum time to take your Social Security is probably different for everybody out there. Give us a call. Ask for that Social Security optimization. I am going to warn you, when you actually talk to Chris, the consultation coordinator, he's going to say he needs all this information. He needs to know what your pensions, your Social Security is, how many other assets you have, because I can't make that decision or help you make the decision without gathering all the information. So if you're over age 59 and a half, have not turned on your Social Security, call for the Social Security Optimization Report. Give us a call. We are going to have to get all the information. Just want to remind you of that. Give us a call now.
Yeah, you got to have all those different puzzle pieces to see that full picture there. Again, if you're 59 and a half and you have not taken Social Security yet, go ahead and call right now to do the Social Security Optimization Report. Again, weighing the options, how, when you should claim, how does it fit into your income plan. That phone number, again, 636-230-8824, 636-230-8824. The website, yourmoneymattersstl.com. Warren Buffett once said, it's a terrible mistake to think of stocks as something that bobs up and then bobs down. And if you're worried about corrections, you shouldn't own stocks. Steve, does that describe a lot of your clients? And I guess really, how do you find the growth they're looking for without the stock market?
Well, that's one of the things is I always love it. I had a lady that came into the office earlier this week, and she predominantly sat in cash equivalents, CDs, money market accounts, and treasuries. And she goes, I've been looking at this Warren Buffett method, and I want to know what you think about it. And I said, one, I don't think you have the stomach for it. She just looked at me like, what do you mean I don't have the stomach for it? I said, well, you've already told me that you'll buy something, and if it goes down by 6 to 8%, you automatically will sell. And I said, Warren Buffett's philosophy around it is, if you're not willing to take a 15 to 20% decline in the value of the stock you just bought, don't buy it. And her eyes kind of got real big. She goes, what do you mean? And I said, 10% declines are just a part of the market cycle. They happen almost every year. So you're looking for the long term. Warren Buffett's more that if you're not going to hold it for 20 years, don't buy it. And when I talk about some of our more aggressive portfolios, and we're talking about a 36-month time frame, that sounds like forever. But when you hear the 20 years, it's like, where are we going? So we have to have those things for the people that are out there that are predominantly sitting on money market accounts, CDs, cash or cash equivalents. Do we have something that's out there available? Yes. We have a what we call the Market Guard Income Fund. It was designed to create above money market and CD returns with low volatility and liquidity, because that's usually the thing that you give up when you're looking for that return with no risk, is the volatility part of it. Well, there's no guarantee that it won't go down due to market volatility because it is actually in the market. But it has the availability to do more. And I look like it. What would you do to protect yourself if you can't buy an annuity? And that's where I'm looking at these things that can assist in that there. The MG Income Fund. There are structured notes out there, principal protected, that your money's not at risk nor in the market. And I think those are things that can be very important because they don't have those long time frames. And the thing I like about Market Guard is if a portion of your money could go at risk, I like the fact of how they do it. I want that proprietary, methodical, mathematical, unemotional formula that tells me those important things that most people have questions about. Steve, should I hold right now? Should I sell? And if you made that decision to sell, when do you get back into the market? Because that is the one that I think was the craziest. I got a call from a radio caller one day, and he goes, Steve, I got out of the market in 2007 before the big collapse. I felt fantastic when everybody at the office was talking about how their 401ks had shrunk so much in 2009. He goes, but I'm still sitting in cash. That phone call was in 2019. The guy had missed the entire 10-year bull market with a few blips in the middle, but he had missed the whole thing. Why? Because every time he thought about getting back in, it was like, well, the market's real high right now. As soon as I put my money in here, it's going to go the other direction. So I'm looking at it. If you're in those cash equivalents, if you made that decision to sell and just sit on the sidelines, give us a call. Let's sit and talk about some of the things that Warren Buffett talks about. Dollar cost average back into the market. You don't have to put it all back in one day. Have that availability to hold it for a while, because markets are going to go up and markets are going to go down. But you don't have to be aggressive with all of your money. You might do it with a small amount. So if you're risk adverse and want to know how to preserve your money without buying an annuity, give us a call. Ask for that risk reward analysis. Let us show you some of the things that you could use to help preserve the capital you've spent your life accumulating.
And the good news, guys, this risk-reward analysis we're talking about here is complimentary, but you need to call today. That phone number, 636-230-8824. That's 636-230-8824. Statistics show that only 25% of Americans use a financial advisor, Steve. And when it comes to seeking financial advice, most people actually start with family and friends. Yet on a new survey by TIAA, they found that only 40% of those folks are actually happy with the advice that they got from them. So what do you think people struggle with when it comes to making that big decision to work with somebody like you, a financial advisor?
Well, I think the idea around it of it is, one, the word financial advisor has such a big term. Are they giving you planning advice, or are they just giving you investment advice? There's a big difference between those. Because if I'm just giving you investment advice, all I'm looking at is that one little piece. How are we going to invest your portfolio? Are you risk adverse? Are you highly risk? Where are you at in that spectrum? Now, if you're married, what about you and your wife? So we go to that. That's more what we call investment advice. And then we start to look at financial planning. And I think that's the big part that we look at. Let's put a plan together. Most people are really afraid to do that because they're afraid of the analysis, what I, the advisor, am going to see, what mistakes you might have done in the past. So let's talk about one of mine. I had a stock that I bought probably in the mid-90s that I thought I was going to retire real early on because it was supposed to just go through the roof. Guess what happened?
Went the other way.
It went the other way. The value of the stock is absolutely zero. I lost it all. I have the availability to write that off and take it off on my taxes. Do you know I don't? I keep it in my stock portfolio. Why? Every time I get one of these great ideas from another member of our industry or something like that, this is a can't miss, you need to look at this. I open up my portfolio and I look at that stock and go, that's what you thought 20 to 30 years ago. Are you going to walk down that same path again? And I basically look at it and no. So that fear of seeing a mistake I made in me. The other thing, I haven't saved enough money. When we have these places that say you need $1.9 to $2.6 million to retire, I'm going, where are these people retiring at and how much are they spending? So that scares people. I don't have enough money. I don't know how much. It depends on your lifestyle. How much are you actually expending? Then the third thing they usually look at, these guys are going to change everything. I didn't do anything right my entire life, and they're going to change. They're going to get rid of this. They're going to get rid of that. They're going to say, no. Our idea is to analyze your portfolio, find out what pieces work and what doesn't work. Are the things that you have in your portfolio taking you to where you really want to go? That's the thing that myself and my team will analyze after we collect the data. And then we look at it and say, here's what we would do to possibly make this better. And if we can't, we're going to tell you that too. But I think the biggest fear is I might have bought something that I shouldn't. I don't have enough money. And they're going to change everything. Give us a call. Let us sit down. Let us find out what your wishes, hopes, and dreams are and see where we can help you get to the retirement that you prefer to have.
Thanks for listening to the All Financial Hour podcast.
Insurance products are offered through the insurance business All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG. All Financial Group, LLC is an investment advisory practice that offers products and services through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. IPW does not offer insurance products. The insurance products offered by All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG are not subject to investment advisor requirements. IPW and All Insurance Group, LLC, AIG are not affiliated companies. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. Any references to protection, safety, or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products, never securities or investments. Insurance guarantees are backed by the financial strength and claims-paying abilities of the issuing carrier. This radio show is intended for informational purposes only. It is not intended to be used as the sole basis for financial decisions, nor should it be construed as advice designed to meet the particular needs of an individual's situation. All Financial Group, LLC is not permitted to offer, and no statement made during this show shall constitute tax or legal advice. Our firm is not affiliated with or endorsed by the U.S. government or any governmental agency. The information and opinions contained herein provided by third parties have been obtained from sources believed to be reliable, but accuracy and completeness cannot be guaranteed by All Financial Group, LLC.
This radio show is intended for information purposes only.